You're watching the breaking news coverage here on Republic TV. Now, Nepal and India have been at loggerheads over Nepal's move to adopt a resolution in its parliament on changing the map of Nepal. Now, this follows what India did a year ago. Now, we'll tell you all about that. But the foreign minister of Nepal, speaking on the floor of the House, has made a few comments. We'll tell you more about that. That's the breaking news update. The breaking news update from Kathmandu this afternoon. We're getting you what the foreign minister has said. A few statements made by the foreign minister as Nepal tones down the rhetoric. The Nepal foreign minister has said Nepal is the land of Buddha and of peace, would like to diplomatically resolve the border row, and there is no option but to hold diplomatic talks with India and resolve this issue. This afternoon, let me go across to our panelists joining us on Republic TV along with Richa Sharma, my colleague. Major General Ashwini Sivach, the former head of Territorial Army, joining via Skype live from Delhi this afternoon. Good afternoon, General. Saurabh Shukla, Republic contributor, editor-in-chief of News Mobile, joining us live from Delhi. And Dr. Pramod Jaiswal, the research director for Nepal Institute for International Cooperation and Engagement, live from Kathmandu this afternoon. Let me go across to Dr. Pramod Jaiswal first up. Dr. Jaiswal, let me tell you, a series of statements have been made by the foreign minister of Nepal in the last few minutes. I'm going to read out some of them. One, that Nepal is seeking to hold discussions with India. This is the foreign minister of Nepal, Pradeep Kumar Gyavali, who has said that Nepal seeks to hold discussions with India. There is no other option than that. Do you see that as a climb down, a welcome sign? Dr. Jaiswal, over to you.
The foreign minister of Nepal, immediately after the inaugural of Link Road on 8th May, he came with a statement next day on 9 May that they would like to resolve this border dispute through diplomatic channel. So he's just repeating what he has to say. Nepal, yes, is a peaceful country because for 60 years, or you can say 70 years, we were not able to resolve these issues, and still we had cordial and peaceful relations. So it is true that both the countries enjoy good relations, and Nepal is the land of Buddha. But I think now it's time for both the countries to work together and resolve these issues, because now things are getting serious. There are bitter remarks from the Indian side, the current army chief, which has provoked the situation. So I think it is in the interest of both the countries that in a situation where things are proportionating and both the countries enjoy good relations, which has to be maintained, I think it is right time for both the countries to sit together, open diplomatic channels, resolve peacefully, and it is possible because both the countries enjoy very, very good relations. It's not very complicated like China-India relations or Pakistan-India relations. So I think it's a good opportunity for both the countries to sit together, look at the historical facts. Neither Nepal wants an inch of India territory, neither India should do that. Look at your historical facts and resolve it. I think it's not very complex because we already have good relations. So this is what I have to say on this.
Okay, let me go across to Major General Sivach. Major General Sivach, looking at the developments with Nepal, of course, we heard what the army chief had to say, of course, but that was not supposed to be on public record. But there is no doubt, isn't it, General Sivach, because you have worked in the army, and we know the kind of equation that we share with Nepal. And there has to be, do you believe, in your experience, there may have been an external hand in the way things have turned out so far?
No doubt about it. The fact there is, as far as India and Nepal are concerned, there are cultural, historical, political, diplomatic and military ties which are there. There are about more than 30,000 Gorkha soldiers serving in the Indian Army, and there are about 1.6 lakh pensioners which are in Nepal. So therefore, the relation between India and Nepal are unique relation, and they must be abided by it. It is good for both the countries. There is an open border. The Nepalese stand to gain more because they can come and work here. There is a remittance of almost about $2 billion, which is per year they are earning from here. So therefore, if this relation becomes sour, it is neither good for India nor good for Nepal. But my only point is, as far as Nepal is concerned, they should basically think is they should not artificially enlarge their claims which are not backed on historical facts. respect the territorial integrity and sovereignty of India. India will do walk the talk, because the possibility looking that under the shadow of the Chinese, they are trying to do this, and this will not neither good for India nor for Nepal. If Nepal sincerely want to solve this problem, then Nepal must not let this, amendment to pass in the parliament, the constitutional amendment of the new map. If that is passed, then the case becomes slightly difficult. In one place, they are saying that we want to resolve it amicably. Let's resolve amicably. It can be resolved. There is nothing, because we are very clear. Whatever this road has been made from Dharchula to Lipulekh going to Kailash Mansarovar, it is lying within India, and it has been historically taken by pilgrims from years after year. So this is very clear as far as India is concerned. But India understands the sensitivity of Nepal being a neighbor, that we will try to sit down across the table and resolve it. My only point is the way things are happening recently, that the Nepal is going basically going in the lap of China. The way the China has invested heavily on road as well as the railways, $3 billion road is to be considered from Goirang to Kathmandu, then going to Pokhara and Lumini. They have only budget of $28 billion. They will come under debt trap. They have already signed the BRI, the flagship project of Xi Jinping. So our only concern is the way Nepal is going. The time is not far off. They will be under the total influence of China, and they will not able to pay the debt the way it has happened to Malaysia, to Singapore, to Sri Lanka, and happen to Pakistan. It can happen to Nepal. Our sincere, earnest request to Nepal is, let us sit down and resolve this issue, because our ties are historical and military ties, which are very important. So this is what our take is. I am sure Nepal will understand. Nepal will also understand the game plan of China, because China is using its own way. China will put the Nepal into a debt trap, which is neither good for Nepal nor good for India.
Yeah. Let me get in a word from Saurabh Shukla as well, and then we take a short break. Saurabh, now the constitutional amendment bill in Nepal has been tabled, and the introductory speeches are on, and I'm just being told, in fact we had an update. Let me tell you the update, that the constitutional amendment bill to change Nepal's map to include Limpiadura, Kalapani and Lipulekh is up for deliberation and passage in the lower house of the Nepali parliament. So it is in parliament in Kathmandu right now. So the voting could take place today. We're not really sure about that. But you also hear the foreign minister of Nepal reach out. Perhaps, but as Dr. Jaiswal said, it's an old statement that he's repeating, that diplomatic talks are the only way forward. So of course, Nepal sending out mixed statements, by one, of course, going ahead with that resolution, and second, saying that let's still talk. There is nothing to talk after this, isn't it? Saurabh, what is your takeaway from this? What happens after this resolution is passed? Saurabh.
Niranjan, let me tell you that India and Nepal, their destinies are intertwined. Nepal is a close friend of India. There are cultural ties, there are obviously historical ties, and there are strategic ties that tie each other. And we are democracies. We should not forget that Nepalese politicians should realize that they have a larger, it's a pragmatic policy is to go with a democratic neighbor which values Nepal as a friend, not countries like China which are turning them into their own debt football field, I should say. And I don't think it's in their interest to actually, accelerate any kind of tensions that exist. Like friends, let's sit across the table and sort out things. India has engaged with Nepal, invested heavily, both political capital, and I can tell you, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, during his tenure, the first one and this one as well, has invested heavily in relationship with Nepal. And obviously, if there are any genuine concerns, the government of India, sure, South Bloc will go that extra mile to settle it. But they cannot have a situation where Nepal tries to lay claim to Indian territory. That obviously will not be acceptable to any sovereign country. So I would say that pragmatism should guide the relationship between the two countries, both diplomatically and strategically. They have to evaluate the relationship and also the Nepalese citizens, Nepalese and Indian citizens have this relationship which goes beyond any other third country. Third countries like China are only fishing in troubled waters. They're trying to foment tension because obviously they want to hit out in India. You know what is happening in Ladakh. This is also part of Chinese strategy to encircle India and try to pressurize India to move away, because China today faces global scrutiny. Does Nepal want to join hands with a country which today is facing global scrutiny on its role on COVID-19? Nepal is as much as a victim of COVID-19 as any other country in the world. Does it want to stand with China at a time when China is coming under global scrutiny, or it want to join hands with democratic forces like India, which have stood with Nepal in all its crises through thick and thin? That is something Nepalese people and Nepalese government has to take a call, and Nepalese legislatures, some of them I have known for a long time, and I think pragmatism will prevail here, and a dialogue can be forged between the two countries, which is in the larger interest of both the countries. For Nepal, it's important to have friendly ties with India.
Yeah, Saurabh.
Niranjan.
Okay, we'll take a short break at this point. Coming back with more details. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. I'm handing it back to you. Yeah, we'll take a short break and come back, sir. Just quick 2-minute commercial break and we'll come back to you. Just bear with me. I'm handing it back to Richa for now. We'll come back and take this forward.